Vice President Kamala Harris will kick off her economic opportunity tour today in Atlanta, as new polls show the economy is a top issue for voters in the upcoming election.
Jacqui Heinrich is at her post at on the North Lawn at the White House with the latest on that. Hey, Jacqui.
Hey, good morning to you guys. Today, Vice President Kamala Harris is launching that multi-state tour to talk about economic opportunities. The big focus is galvanizing black voters, especially black men, where recent polls have showed Biden sliding. A new CNN poll shows 92% of voters believe that the economy is extremely or very important in their vote, and a recent Wall Street Journal poll showed more black men plan to support Trump than Biden in 7 critical swing states. So drawing back some of that support is going to weigh heavily on the election in places like Georgia, where Biden won in 2020 by only 12,000 votes. Harris heads to Atlanta today, where the city's receiving $158 million downtown revitalization investment to increase access to jobs, housing, education, and health care. She says, quote, "Our economic approach has delivered great progress, and we will continue to invest in you, your family, and your future." All this comes after former President Trump met with his former rival, Ron DeSantis, Florida governor, in Miami this weekend. DeSantis has previously denied any interest in the VP slot, and the meeting reportedly focused on his plans to help Trump fundraise. But a CNN poll yesterday showed Trump holding an advantage in a head-to-head matchup with Biden. And when you add third-party candidates, that advantage grows to 9 points. So obviously a concern for Team Biden. There was a recent effort over the weekend, or excuse me, there was an effort reported over the weekend to oust Jean-Pierre from her post as press secretary. This is something that the White House vehemently denies, but we will see if Karine has anything to say about that report and also about Harris launching this new economic opportunity tour when we have that briefing later on today at 1:30, guys.
So go ahead, Brian.
No, go ahead.
No, I find it interesting that they're starting their economic tour in Atlanta. Remember, that's also the place that they got rid of the All-Star game because of Jim Crow 2.0, and all those businesses lost that economic opportunity. I wonder, a lot of the residents were upset about that. Can we expect some sort of apology to the people of Atlanta as they kick off this economic tour?
Okay, try to be diplomatic, Jacqui. Try to be diplomatic.
Broadly speaking, I haven't seen anyone from this administration issue apologies very often on anything. You know, their plans are pretty well thought out, and they stick to them even when they don't often work. So I doubt it on that front, but, you know, we'll see. We can ask.
Jacqui, did it catch you totally by surprise that this coup attempt by KJP was reported? And because they have great detail, they even talked about a job that she was going to get and how to exit. And the critiques they had on her seem pretty much the consistent critiques about her. Doesn't understand the policy, glued to the binder, has to read everything verbatim. So it seems like there's a lot of substance to it. Did it catch you by surprise?
Well, it caught me by surprise, the timing of this report, because the whole Emily's List offer was several months ago. That was reported at the time, so I don't know what sort of made this come out now. Broadly speaking, you know, Karine has her wheelhouse in certain areas, just like we see John Kirby always talking about anything with national security, foreign policy. You know, former Pentagon spokesman, they sort of divide that job in that area, and when Karine has to, you know, talk about the things that usually John Kirby talks about, it's not as strong as when she talks about things that are more in her wheelhouse, political messaging, for instance. But the timing of the report was a little bit surprising because we knew about the Emily's List offer back in, I think, December.
Well, maybe it had to do with the fact that it came out, I think, on Friday. Saturday was the White House Correspondents' Dinner. You were up on the dais because you're part of the association and you're one of the officers. I'm sure that there was some small talk about that. It actually, at that event, I was there, a White House official, a very high-ranking person, told me that the story was absolutely true. They would like her to step aside, but she just won't go.
That's interesting. I mean, you see the on-the-record vehement denials that were in that New York Post report, and then also echoed when we asked about it at Fox News. You know, behind the scenes, I think people speak a little bit more candidly, but I can't speak to it personally, I was, on an island away from everyone else. So the only person I talked to all night was Doug Emhoff, and actually he was a pleasure to speak to. But we had a meal together up on the stage watching the dinner, and I think it was a success. So a lot of jokes. The president, he pulled off some funny lines. The bike one was a good one.
Yep.
Right.
Well, we saw you on TV. I watched it in my cozy home and saw your son on there a lot too. They were zooming in on Peter a lot. All right, thank you so much, Jacqui.
Thanks,
You say that
Jacqui.
she's
Thanks, guys.
glued to her notebook.
I'm Steve Ducey.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.